Hello and welcome to this segment of Eat Right with Rouses. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker, joined by our favorite dietitian, Miss April Sins with Rouses. Hi, April.
Hi, Keith. How are you today?
Doing very well. Thank you. So excited because sometimes with the summertime comes heat, but it also comes with some grilling options. And you've got some really unique ones for us today. Let's talk about summertime grilling.
Yes, head on over to Rouse's and get all of your grilling needs. So, today we're going to be showcasing a recipe featuring something that we call the blend. It's
Okay.
a blend of mushroom and ground meat burgers. So, it's like a half and half. I call it a 50-50 burger. But first, we're going to talk about some easy grilling items that you can grab at Rouse's. So, one thing, just thinking outside of the box, is if you're looking for a veggie burger, you can
Okay.
look for across Rouse's. You can look in the meat department. We have some great options. We also have some great options in the frozen department, which is where you'll find the Dr. Prager's type of burgers. This is actually a kale burger. So, if you're just looking for something different, something outside of the box, that could be a great option. Another thing, too, is a lot of times we like to grill sausage. So think about maybe grabbing some chicken sausage. And what I love about chicken sausage is anytime where you see that chicken is in the sausage as the meat, you can automatically think that maybe it's a little leaner, a little less of the saturated fat and oils in it, and have something that's you get the same flavor but just less fat.
Mhm.
Another thing too is you can head on over to the condiments aisle and you can find a sugar-free barbecue sauce. This is one of
Oh,
my favorites that I like to show. It's called G Hughes. It tastes really, to me, just like a regular barbecue sauce. You would never
right.
know it's sugar-free, but
Wow.
it's a great alternative.
Yeah. Some of the
Another thing
production team
too,
love those.
yeah,
Yeah.
so good, right?
Yep.
And then this is one of my favorites we talked about a few weeks ago is the everything bagel seasoning at
Right.
Rouse's, where you can just add that to any of your burgers, your grilling needs, even side dishes if you're grilling vegetables or just making some vegetables on the side. The everything bagel seasoning literally just goes on just about anything.
Yeah.
It tastes so good. And then, of course, you have to get your Rouse's olive oil, coat all of, if you're going to be grilling vegetables or fruit or anything that you need to add some oil to, the Rouse's olive oil is a great go to.
Mm.
And then for my people that are looking for some low carb options, we do have some Sola buns that you can find at Rouse's.
Right.
And we also have some different low carb options if you're looking for that to go along with your grilling item. So with that, let's go ahead and make the blended burger. Now,
Okay.
what I love about the blended burger, Keith, is it makes such an easy way to add a vegetable to a burger without even really, you don't even really know it's there. Okay. Now, I love vegetables. I don't mind knowing that a vegetable is there, but some people, they might not eat as many vegetables.
Right.
So it's a great way to add it. Now, when you take your just fresh mushrooms from the produce section, wash them and put them in a blender, chop them up. They look like ground meat already. You
They
see the
just
dark
do.
brown.
Hmm.
Yes, that's the mushrooms. I didn't do anything other than put them in a food processor and chop them up. So that is what they look like. So they blend really well into the ground beef, and then throw in some salt-free seasoning if you want in here. So I have some Chef Paul Prudhomme salt-free seasoning that I've just added to it,
Okay.
but throw in your favorite. And then what I do is I'll add a little bit of salt and pepper on the top when I'm cooking it. Because if you
Okay.
think about it, you're going to taste the flavors that's on the outside before the inside. So I put a little bit of salt. So that helps me not add as much salt if I put it on the outside. Little tip there, okay? But when you
Okay.
blend it together, you're going to make some meat patties like you normally would,
Okay.
and then you just cook them like you normally would. You want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. And let me show you how it turns out. You would never know that this is a half mushroom, half beef burger. And I use the lean ground beef. You can also use lean ground turkey if you want to do that too.
Right.
But look at that. Doesn't that look amazing?
Wow. It really does. And look, you can't tell at all. And so many people
No.
do mushrooms on their burger kind of as an additive. It's something that they add to it. But putting it
Yeah.
in and making a half and half, it
Yeah.
strengthens that, adds more protein and you add your vegetable.
And you know what? Adding the mushroom actually the mushrooms kind of retain some moisture. So it really makes the hamburger nice and juicy. It makes it just a nice, moist piece of meat that you can really, feel good about eating. And then also what I love about mushrooms is they're the only source of vitamin D in the produce section. Mushrooms or source of vitamin D, which a lot of people are looking for those types of items. So you, it's a great thing to blend together. And then you could also have some vegetables on the side there, but you can always already, think about, wow, I already have a half and half burger.
Yeah, and it just so for so many people, again, it does several different things. It adds the vegetable, but because of the water retention, it makes it nice and juicy. Isn't that what we really want? We want a burger that we really enjoy, and a juicy burger coming off of the grill is one of those things that
Yeah,
we can really enjoy with that. And then they can grill some vegetables with it. Throw a little olive oil on that, on all your
yes,
vegetables before you start grilling those. And again, a great source for vitamin D against people. People only think they can get that from their milk, but they can get it from the
right.
mushrooms that they mix in.
Exactly. They can get it from the mushrooms. And then I cook this actually in a cast iron skillet or just a skillet on top of the stove. So if you're not into grilling outside, you can always do that right inside as
Do
well.
it inside the AC. April, some wonderful ideas, some great recommendations, and we were able to think outside the box with some things that were in boxes. That's awfully cool. Appreciate all the
Right.
updates. Enjoy the
Thank you so
summertime.
much.
All right.
You too.
All right, guys. And that will do it for this edition of Eat Right with Rouse's. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming when we continue.